Welcome back. This is Sandy with Sandy's Organized Chaos, and this is vlog day. It's Sunday. So happy to see every single one of you. Last week we did our Sally tumbler. I was playing around, did the Sally tumbler with you guys, and I finished up my bubbly witch's brew. So we're gonna get the Sally Jack split thing finished up today together. So I know I told you guys October's chaos boxes were all shipped out last Friday. Yes, so everybody should have gotten them by now. And if you've gotten them, you may have noticed that the chunky glitters are in jars. Yes, these ones aren't a part of the chaos box, obviously, but I'll show you what the jar looks like. So the jars look like this. So it goes with my shakers. Oh, hold on. So it kind of goes with the look of the shakers, and they have the name on the top, so that if you keep it in a drawer or however you store it, you can either see the name up here or you can see the name here. I mean, however you guys, I don't know, however you guys do it, but I enjoy keeping my glitter, my chunky glitters in jars like this. It just makes it easier when I go to apply. That's just me, but I hope you guys enjoy the jars. But I'm gonna slowly be doing jars. So if you get a chaos box, obviously everything you get is gonna all be either in a bottle or a jar. But the rest of my shop, because I still have so many glitters out there that are in bags, I'm gonna obviously wanna use up my bag glitters first, and then I'm gonna slowly start converting over to jars for everything. So it's gonna be a process, all right? It's just me, guys, okay? Jeff helps out when he can, Jeff helps when he can. I know what I'm saying, but it's just me. So I'm in there doing my thing, and so my shop will slowly convert to everything will be in a container, all right? But for now, like I said, if you get a chaos box, everything will be in a container. You'll get everything labeled and all. But I'm not gonna go over the chaos colors for this month today. We'll do that next Sunday. Because, you know, we have a lot to work on this morning already with my Sally cup. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with the Sally cup. So let's wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. All right, so we're just picking up from where we left off last week. Now, last week, if you remember, all I did was this outlining stuff, and I applied a thin coat of epoxy right over top of everything. And I bought some paint markers because I didn't have any, all mine were dried out. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased these paint markers. I just have a black one and a white one, and they have a fine tip on them. And while I work in this, all I did was Google the image of Jack Skellington to kind of get a basic outline of what I need to do. But while I work on this, I'm going to say to you guys that if you've never worked with acrylic markers before, you do have to shake them up really well. And then you have to take your pen and kind of depress it multiple times. You have to press it down and get that paint to the tip of the marker. So that's all you want to do when working with these. Extremely simple. And then once you have that ink or the paint's flowing, it will just kind of continue to come out on its own for you. So the Jack side is pretty simple. We're just going to be doing the pinstriping with my white acrylic marker. Now, I did accidentally overlap onto the outline that I made with the vinyl last week. So actually, after I am done, I'm going to take my black acrylic marker. There we go. I'm going to take my black acrylic marker, and I'm just going to kind of touch up any areas that I might have accidentally went over with my white. But this is the easy part. This was nothing compared to what I had to do last week. Last week I really had to put a lot of time into kind of pinstriping all the outlines and painting, and then I did those drips along the back as well. So last week was definitely more of a process than this week. This week is more about just having fun and just kind of letting my creativity kind of flow from here. Now, the acrylic markers, they actually do dry pretty fast as long as you don't put a bunch on at one time. They do dry really fast, but I tried to make sure to kind of stop as I was going, so that way I could kind of let everything dry on its own. So that way I didn't accidentally smudge anything, because I didn't want that to happen. And if you notice here, my lines aren't perfectly straight. And that's okay because on his suit, they're not perfectly straight either. So that was kind of nice because it was kind of hard getting a nice straight line on this curve that was happening along the bottom of the wine glass. And I know you also noticed that I'm kind of stopping right at the end there, but that's okay because all I'm going to do is continue right along the bottom just like this, continuing on that curve straight across just to kind of tidy up the bottom and connect it all together. And after I finish up doing my pinstripes here, I'm just going to set that off to the side to let that dry so that way we can move on to the opposite side. But extremely easy so far, right, guys? I know that, a lot of us maybe aren't as artistic, but I really feel like anybody could really kind of look at something and figure out how to form it onto a cup and kind of make that design. I really feel like I know that you guys got this. Like, this was an extremely easy pattern. I'm just saying. So if you find something that you really like and you just feel like you've been scared to do it, just try it because you will never know unless you try. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I've never done a Jack and Sally cup ever. This is my first time. I did a coffee Jack's, like a Starbucks Jack Skellington cup a long time ago. It was probably like when I first started, like 3 years ago. But that's pretty much all I've done. So this is my second time, okay, I'll say that, second time ever doing anything related to this movie. So I was a little bit nervous myself, but I knew that I could do it. So you just have to have that confidence and knowing that I can do this and it's going to look amazing. Okay, so I've moved on to the Sally side. You're going to see me keep dipping out of frame and back into the frame. That's because I have the pattern that I was kind of looking at for inspiration on my computer. So I kept having to go over there and look at it. And then I kept having to depress my black marker because it wasn't coming out good enough. So I kept having to do that. But once I finally got going, I was perfectly fine. But I noticed on her dress that she does have these teal patches and they had these lines with the polka dots, so I did some of those with that. I left some of them just plain teal, almost like her skin, which you guys will see here in a minute, but I came through and did like stitch work on it almost, which again you'll see in a second. So some of it's kind of like her skin, some of it is like her dress. And when I'm not working with epoxy, I let my cat Jack come join me. And of course, he likes to kind of stand on exactly what I'm doing. So you'll see him just moving my camera. And he actually he actually made my pen ooze out a ton of paint at one point, but it was perfectly fine. I was able to fix it, and somehow it did not leak into the other parts that I didn't want it in. So I just made those spots on the bottom there a lot bigger than they should have been. That's where I kind of cut him out of the frame, and I just went ahead and finished up what I needed to do because he really just wanted some attention. So I went and gave him some attention, and I kind of had to just be like, okay, Jack, why don't you go ahead and go outside the room now so I can finish this up. So now I'm just going to be doing these particular teal patches and to look like her skin because it looks like she's stitched together. So I'm just going to be doing kind of like a stitch look on these ones. And I kind of figured, it wasn't going to look exactly like her dress. I just wanted the feel of it, So, I mean, I basically did do most of the designs that are on her patchwork, but like in the teal with the extra stitching and stuff. Obviously, that's not in her dress, but I just felt like it looked cool, so I decided to do that. So, again, this is just all freehand and just however my imagination was going is what I did here. So from here, I just, in the purple, I added some swirls. And then in that one big purple piece right on the front there, I did like the stripes that were on the bottom of her dress. So I did try to make it look as much as possible as I could. But like I said, it's mostly just kind of how I felt it should look pretty much. But so I'm just going to add these swirls. I'm going to do up some stitch marks around the patches. I even put stitch marks completely around where the Sally meets the Jack, which I'll show you guys here in a minute with my ending credit stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of finish up doing my freehand stuff here, and then I'll show you guys here in a minute exactly how I went ahead and finished all this up. Okay, I am so happy with how this turned out. I'm very excited. So, there's the front. I like it. And then you turn it and it looks like they're stitched together. And then there's her side. Okay. And then that's how the bottom looks as well. I really, really like that. What do you guys think? What do you think? Very nice. Like I said, I still have to get some epoxy put onto it, but that is all done. I don't know what to do with it yet. I don't know what I should do. What do you guys think I should do with it? Should I do a giveaway with it? Should I don't know. Should I keep it? I don't know. I got a million tumblers. I don't know if I should keep it. I don't know. But I'm very happy with how that turned out. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about this month's Chaos Box next Sunday with each other. I'm gonna be getting these finished up with you guys next Sunday. I don't know what else I'm gonna be getting started. I'm gonna have to wait and see. But I do have a tutorial coming out this week, obviously. I think that's gonna do it for me today. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I think that's gonna be it for me today. There we go. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night, amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.